Matthew, I'm going to start with a thank you, because when I first got started many years ago, I was a bit nervous talking to you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even get your name out of my mouth. It went something like Matthew and I sort of failed. And you took a beat for me and you said, it rhymes with...
What would Madonna say?
And I was so grateful to you, totally cleared the room of any tension, and gave me my first celebrity anecdote. I thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What would Madonna say?
Rhymes with.
So grateful. Dazed and Confused. A Time to Kill. EDtv. Killer Joe. Mud. Magic Mike. Dallas Buyers Club. Interstellar. The Wolf of Wall Street. And his latest film, The Lost Bus, amongst many, many others. This is Matthew McConaughey's Movies That Made Me. Now, we're here to talk about your amazing career, and I'm not here to make you blush, but it's a staggering challenge trying to tick off all the films I know people watching this will want me to bring up. So what we've done, of course, is put a collage behind you to intimidate you with just some of the movies you've been in.
Yeah.
But shall we start with The Lost Bus?
Yes.
There are 23 kids who are stranded. Is there anybody in the area that can pick them up? Is there anybody that can go and pick these kids up?
Because I really like this movie. I just have one problem with it. Where did you find that mum and that son?
Yeah, right?
I mean, Matthew. I don't want to have a go at the casting director, but I've got notes.
Have a go at them. Well, I can actually get you a direct line so you can talk to them directly.
Perfect.
Where you don't have to talk to the casting director. Yeah, it turned out to be my son, Levi, and my mother, Kay McConaughey, cast as my son and my mother. You know, I'd worked with my mom before. She's been in front of the camera. Richard Linklater, Bernie, put her in a scene where I was in one day and had no idea.
And we don't even think he did it.
He confessed.
Danny Buck, you knew Mrs. Nugent as well as any of us did. Did you ever stop to think maybe, just maybe, Bernie did it in self-defense?
And she's done some work on her own as well. But I had no idea my son Levi had some interest in front of the camera. And as I pitched the story to my family of The Lost Bus, as I do with every film,
Where do you need to get to?
I got to the part about Kevin, my character, having a son.
My son's up there with his grandma.
My son Levi says, well, how old is he? So he's about your age. He says, is the role cast yet? I said, no. He goes, could I read for it? I give him the cold shoulder. Don't say anything. He badgers me about 4 more times over the next week. And I go, okay, you wanna do this? Have a seat. First off, before we even get into reading for the role, let me tell you about this acting gig, all right? It's a rodeo. This is not modeling. This is not attitude. This is you better show up with soul and no bullshit in your bones. And so I just gave him the groundwork about this is serious business. Of course, it's play, but let's have some reverence for this craft. He goes, well, I'm ready. I have a scene ready. I said, put him on camera, pull up my mobile device. Kid kind of held the frame. He was on it. He was able to honestly behave, which is a groundwork for performing, you know, to behave honestly in front of the camera. Did 2 reads. Said, that's good. Send it in to casting director with a note that said, I think this could be good enough for a callback. She wrote back and said, I think it's good enough to send straight to the director. I said, okay, great. Oh, but before you do, will you do me a favor? Will you pull his last name off of it? Because what if he got it? And he had his last name on it. Is he gonna have any inkling that maybe he got it with his last name? Would the last name actually help him get it?
Yeah.
Right? So I wanted it to be fair and square. And she did pull his last name off and then showed it to the director. And the director said, this is the kid. She said, well, that's actually Matthew's son in real life. And he goes, oh, if you know Paul Greengrass, even better. So boom, Levi's in. And he had been working in the camera crew up to that point on the film. Now we're getting down the road, we're filming, and Paul and I would get together every week and say, like, how was last week? Most everything's going great. He had one thing. He was like, man, I think I miscast or misdirected. We need to rewrite the scene that we shot with your mother. You got anybody in mind? I said, let me think about it. He goes, what about your mom? I said, well, hang on a second. I said, possibly. I said, but he goes, yeah, what about her? Let's cast her. I said, well, hang on. Let me get my mom on camera first so you can see. I said, Mom, send me a a minute video about why you love being a mom. She sends me an 8-minute video. I show this to Paul. He's like, this is her. This is the woman. Yes, great. Let's do it. Boom. Next thing you know, mom's out there. She's playing my mom.
It's too late. I'm too late as a father.
I'm wondering though, with The Lost Bus, and I know this is going to sound sarcastic, but what is the trick to bus acting? Because you're not scared of being in a vehicle. There's no denying it.
And a blessed day to you, sir.
Father, passport, please.
I think of that opening scene where you arrive
Hey, man, he's car.
in Dazed and Confused.
You know Wooderson?
How's it going, man?
Hey. Pretty good. How's it going with you?
You look great in a car.
I love to drive. I've always loved to drive. The most favorite seat I have in the world is behind the wheel. That's my favorite office.
Your car is fun, but why can't you get a real office?
What's more fun, my office or your mom's?
Yours?
Boom.
That's where I get most of my ideas, or most of my ideas come to me. I've customized cars to have microphones and recording so I could do my notes through a mic pulled off the ceiling. I have built consoles in the middle and had AC hookups before they had AC hookups in cars where I could plug in a laptop there so I can pull over and write a note down. I loved driving.
So you heard Lost Bus and went, I'm in. Brad Inglesby, great.
It became,
Paul Shaw.
Yeah, for the bus. Look, I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy driving that bus, and especially, and I did, and I got pretty good at it. Now I'm doing some hairy stuff in it, and driving at high speeds and having to miss things by mere inches, but I got to know the spatial sense. Maybe that's because all my years of pulling my Airstream trailer all over North America. The length of the bus, I got to understand where that was and how wide the mirrors were on the right and the left and where the front end was so I could miss something by just mere inches at high speed because it was a better shot. And I was overall, got out. The one thing I remember, I had driven the bus the entire time in all the action sequences and it was really good at it. And we got to the end of the film, the last night of shooting. And everyone started like, come on, go, congratulations, that was an incredible bus drive. I was like, yes, I can't believe I made it through the whole thing. I didn't wreck the bus, and I didn't get hurt, et cetera. And all of a sudden you heard this, we need one more take. And I was like, oh shit, I hope I didn't speak too early. I got one more take in me. So don't screw it up this time, McConaughey.
And you get to work with Paul Greengrass here, but he's just the latest in a long line of incredible directors you work with. I mean, it honestly feels like a joke just listing them out loud. Steven Spielberg, Jean-Marc Vallée, Joel Schumacher, Richard Linklater, obviously, Martin Scorsese. So just be honest, shoot from the hip. Who's your favorite?
Right. Well, I will say this. I do have favorites, but I have many that I'm like, oh, I'd love to work with them again.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the experience, and I love the movie that they made.
What I meant to say...
Not in the way you mean it. Good, let's shoot.
Every one of them works differently, but also I would say one key is that the best word to an actor, most creative word to an actor, any director can say, and all those directors say it, is yes.
You're right for the role, yes.
What I mean is every actor wants to believe the idea is theirs. Most people, whether you're acting or not, want to believe that the idea going forward is theirs. I love it when a director manipulates me to believing that it was my idea, even though I know it wasn't.
Have you got any examples for me?
I mean, there's plenty. You know, even my first films working with Richard Linklater. He knows what he wanted, but every director wants actors to show up fully loaded with lots of ideas and what they're going to do. And you don't want to step on those. You don't want to interrupt those. Now, a director will shape those. Go, yeah. And what about if we also, so it becomes a little verbal ping pong.
Yeah.
You grab it, go, yeah. And what about this? And they get what they want. You get what you want. The actor we think it's our idea, which gives us ownership of it, which will lead to a better performance, confidence with the character, et cetera, and everyone's happy because all that really counts when you're making movies. The conversation with the director when you're making movies. The real conversation is what you do between action and cut.
Here. And I've had the amazing Martin Scorsese talk about, I think, a scene that must be in your top 3 when fans approach you on the street. They probably, I'm guessing, want to talk about the
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Come on. With a common denominator.
And they probably also want to talk about the crying in Interstellar.
I met another girl, Dad.
That comes up, yeah.
I really think this is the one. Her name's Lois. It's her right there.
Because even just thinking about that scene is actually, you know, it can conjure up a lot of emotions. And I'm wondering whether just people want to talk about Magic Mike full stop.
That's the one. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah! How we feeling tonight, ladies? Come on, let me hear it one more time. Come on.
It's on every napkin still at dinner. You know, wallpaper in my house.
Well, that too, the law says that you cannot touch. But I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in this house.
Do you have the giant painting of yourself? Where did that, what is that?
Oh, yeah, with the python. I don't know, I don't have it. I don't know where it is.
That would be one hell of a rap gift.
How about that? Just put that over your mantle and straight face it, and someone goes, "Are you serious, dude?" No, what? What do you mean?
People like new friends go into a lounge and they go, "Oh, you're that Matthew." Okay, got it.
And just straight face them. What? Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
It's called art.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
What about a picture with your family? Oh, those are over there on the small dresser, but over the mantle's the one of me with the python. Magic Mike, yeah.
What are the other scenes that people like to bring up? Are there any that are sort of relatively obscure where you go, "Oh, thank you for bringing that up"?
So, you know, all right, from the first words I said in Dazed and Confused, where Wooderson pulls in the 70 Chevelle.
All right.
That one precedes me. There's one little one that great big fans of that movie like, that was just a little throwaway. Sasha Jensen's going to get in Wooderson's car and he jumps in real quick and I go, "Hey dude, watch the leather."
Watch the leather, man.
Watch the leather. It just slips out. But some people that are hardcore Days fans like, "Oh, watch the leather." That's it. That's the line. What are other ones? I don't know. There's quite a few. You got people bring up Time to Kill, final summation.
I had a great summation. All worked out. Full of some sharp lawyering. And I'm not going to read it.
For me, a real fan would be somebody talking to you about mud.
Yeah, well, that's probably my favorite film and character overall.
What you say, boy? It's a hell of a thing, ain't it?
What's that?
Boating a tree.
If I had to say I had a favorite one, but mainly because that's the film and that's the role. That's the film that my dad, if he was still alive, would have come to me at 12 years old and said, "Hey, buddy, you seen this movie Mud?" I mean, "No, sir, not yet." And he's like, "Oh, man, let's go watch it. It's a good one."
You call me a bum again? I'm gonna teach you something about respect your daddy never did.
And when my dad said, "It's a good one," that was his highest compliment.
You never said your name.
Mud. You can call me Mud.
I think of you when, have you ever watched Hell or High Water?
Yeah.
For me, I feel like there was a place for you in that film.
Woo! See what the early bird gets? Maybe we should hit that bridge, Jake.
Hell or High Water, but you know what? What's his name? Jeff Bridges and...
Oh, do you mean on the other side? Chris Pine and...
Oh, I'm forgetting
It's
his
Chris
name.
Pine and Ben Foster?
Ben Foster. There's your guy. He's great. And I called him after that because he has a couple scenes in there.
Step out of it.
Where as a viewer, I was like, is he about to pull a blade out from behind his back? He had the twitch in the he scared me. I called him, I was like, "Dude, you scared me twice in that movie."
More money.
Yeah, he's great. Ben Foster's a great talent.
Do you have movies in your life that you think you've watched the most? Obviously not of your own, but movies that mean the most to you? That sort of refill you when you're going, "I want to get back into what cinema is for me and why I love it."
Boogie Nights.
Great answer.
I got a feeling beneath those jeans is something wonderful just waiting to get out.
Just click in any time. Devil in a blue dress.
Any of y'all seen a white girl by the name of Dahlia or Delia, something like that? First name start with a D? No.
One of those ones, for whatever reason, Devil in a blue dress, I can turn that movie on. It can be anywhere in that movie and enjoy. I want to be there. The Master, another Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, how'd I get down here?
The cinematography in that film, when I saw that on screen.
You're acting aggressive because you drank too much alcohol.
I actually had to wipe saliva from my chin from looking at it and feeling I could taste the place. Wanted to be in that so much and wanted to be there as a person in that world. And when films like that, you go, I think this is real. Is this a biography? And you find out it's not. What a compliment. What a compliment. Raising Arizona.
Come on, honey, we better leave.
You go right back up there and get me a toddler. I need a baby high. They got more than they can handle.
Oh, honey,
Don't you come back here without a baby.
Anytime, anywhere, you know.
There are shots in that film where I just cannot believe they got away with it.
Yeah.
I do.
You bet I do.
Okay, then.
Just bravura, incredible stuff. And when have you had, and this is a big question, anyone call you up after having seen a film? Have you ever had, for example, Anthony Hopkins once called up Bryan Cranston after watching Breaking Bad and said, I need to talk to you about it. Have you ever had a letter or a call up in your direction?
I've had quite a few letters. Some of those people probably didn't have my phone number, thankfully. Different directors have come to me and said, this is, like I believe Nolan came to me for Interstellar because of mud, if I'm correct.
Another reason to love that movie.
Yeah.
Amazing. Are there particular scenes that spring to your mind from your career that you spent the most time preparing for, perhaps even feeling anxious about?
Well, first one into Time to Kill, the closing summation. And I was a young actor, but I had the instincts to understand that this scene has to work or the whole movie doesn't work.
I am young and I am inexperienced. But you cannot hold Carl Lee Haley responsible for my shortcomings.
So there are scenes that you go through, that I go through, and I'll mark the page and go, this has got to work.
Yeah.
Don't try to make it any more special. I've learned that over time. Don't try to make it any more special. Don't think you got to do any more, Matthew, but that scene's got to work. If that scene doesn't work, the whole movie doesn't work. Your character arc doesn't work. So Akiva Goldsman was a writer on Time to Kill, and I remember part of my process is to write.
What is it in us that seeks the truth?
Rewrite, add on.
Is it our minds?
Some of it gets used.
Or is it our heart?
A lot of times you come back months later, after hundreds of pages, you end up right back with the original script. And you're like, but all that process was still worthy.
Yeah.
Until you got to it. It was opining, it was going around, it was understanding it from different angles, and you come right back and go, oh, now I understand the original text. I thought it needed rewriting. No, actually, now I understand what you originally wrote so much better. Let's not change a word. Sometimes that's it.
The defense restaurant.
Sometimes I had a lot of things that get used in a scene. Wolf of Wall Street. I added a lot of that. But it was a character that was open. It had a launch pad line.
Fugazi, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart.
If a character has a launch pad line, it was the reason I was able to improvise in Dazed and Confused so well. Because of one scene that Richard Linklater wrote. With Wooderson leaning against the wall, the high school girls walk by, he checks him out. His buddy says, you gotta stop that, you're gonna go to jail. He stands forward and he goes, no, man, that's what I like about those high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
I get older, they stay the same age.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
I'm like, who is that? Who is that guy?
Who names that car Melba Toast?
Well, I named Melba Toast. That's got another story about it, but I won't tell it on camera right now. That's got a whole nother story where Melba Toast came from.
Let me tell you what Melba Toast is packing right here. All right, we've got 411 posi track out back, 750 double pumper, Edelbrock intakes, board over 30, 11-to-1 pop-up pistons, turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some fucking muscle.
But a character, like you get a line like that, and you go, what if this character's not saying that as a joke? What if this character's not saying that trying to be cool? What if this character's not saying that to have any acting? What if this character really believes that? Well, that opens a prism of a world to somebody that you know what they're eating, what they're buying, if they got $5 in their pocket at 7-Eleven, if they've got kids, what kind of car they drive, what they do on Saturday, and what they do Monday morning. It can tell you all. It opens up an encyclopedia for a character. So I'll write and rewrite. It's a process and I'll share with the directors. And a lot of times, a lot of stuff I write, I end up going, oh, that's all true, but that's the subtext of the scene.
So true.
You don't say that.
So true.
And that doesn't mean, oh, well, then you shouldn't have taken all those hours of work. No, that was part of the process. And I love that relationship with the director at those times because they're understanding where I'm coming from. And I want them to understand what I need in a scene, where I'm coming from it. And then they can share what they need. But the character's mine. If I'm playing the role, every actor should own that character and it's theirs, and we're putting the bloodline, we're putting it up on screen, trying to get the life to it. So I love the writing and the adding on, and sometimes it works to do a lot of stuff that I add on. Sometimes, like I said, you come right back and you go, don't need any of that, but now I understand the original text.
You've worked with a lot of very funny people, including this Woody Harrelson guy.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Just want you to stop saying odd shit, like you smell a psychosphere or you're in someone's faded memory of a town. Just stop.
Given how long it's taken for me to reconcile my nature, I can't figure I'd forgo it on your account, Marty.
But I absolutely adore when Zach Galifianakis gets you to break in the Between Two Ferns bit.
Yeah.
When you and Woody Harrelson are acting in a scene together, are you sad that somewhere there's a sack not being hacked? That's good.
Just too good.
Sack not being hacked.
It's just too good. Who that you've worked with is most likely to get you to break? And who do you most enjoy getting to break yourself?
Well, Woody and I did have a scene in EDtv.
They're gonna fight. Maybe they'll kill each other. That's at least an ending.
Well, we're circling each other. And we're having it out, and we're having our fight. And we're circling, Ron Howard's directing. And we kept breaking. And Ron Howard thought it was all funny. The whole crew thought it was funny until it wasn't. Until it was like,
take
guys,
27.
Yeah, okay, enough. And then you start to practice the old thing, because now you got the bug. Then you start to practice this where you're looking, but you're not really looking them in the eye. So you're looking at their earlobe, which becomes another thing that breaks you because you're going, you're not even looking at me. So you'll just see like a bit of a shoulder kind of pop up. Here go the giggles, boom, break again. I don't know if we ever got one that was a full take. I think you might have had to edit two pieces together to make it all work.
There were 18 cuts in this scene.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Trust me, it was a miracle.
My payment is $25,000 in cash in advance, no exceptions.
Actually, I want to shout out another movie, Killer Joe.
Killer Joe.
25?
Yes, sir.
Thought you said 20.
I was told 20.
25. Is that a problem?
I think you've had two big breaks in your career, if you don't mind me saying. Obviously, Dazed and Confused, but I think Killer Joe was a real turning point, a real moment in time.
Yep.
Is that a movie that you would like, provided they're aware of what the film is, more people to watch?
Well, as a small independent R/NC-17 film, it got its head above water.
Oh yeah.
It got noticed. So that was one of the first ones that I got after I'd stopped doing rom-coms and was gone, not doing any work for almost 2 years. So it made some noise for me, and I got noticed in a way that I hadn't been noticed before from that film. And if you like Tracy Letts' writing, which has its own particular meter, of which I did not get the first 2 times I read the script. I didn't understand the humor.
How are you going to kill my mama?
Oh, that's not appropriate dinner conversation, Donnie.
The overall subtextual humor in that film, which took me 3 or 4 reads and a couple people going, you don't see how funny this is?
Was he all right?
No, he was not all right.
Because I was taking it literally.
He set his genitals on fire.
But once I got Tracy Letts' meter of the way he writes, it worked for me.
I love that movie. I just don't think enough people have seen it.
Have you seen this crest before?
Now, I do have to wrap things up, but one last shout out is to Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah.
This is a miracle.
Again, one of my favourite films. It was a film of the year when it came out. And you've done, obviously, voice acting in the Sing films.
Nobody wants to see that stuff anymore. So, what do? Quit? No.
But there's something about Kubo that I think means a lot to a lot of people, and the stop motion work. Obviously, it's one of many movies you've done. But do you have any thoughts on that, just, nearly 10 years later now?
How fun is it to go, I'm a samurai beetle. Many years ago, I was cursed. Trapped in this cursed state. Cursed to wander the far lands. Cursed, or cursed. Okay, guess we ought to go straight to imagination. Because there's not any research to do.
Just Googling samurai beetle. Nothing's coming up with this one.
Well, it's been done 47 times before. Let's see what they did. What other performances can I see? No, wasn't any need for that.
See, because he's made of bones. Ba-da-ba. There you go.
I wanted to say the words out loud. It's a great film, and you've been in many, many, many great films. Other than the giant portrait of yourself from Magic Mike, what mementos are back home? And what is the smallest, seemingly most insignificant one you have from your movie career?
Oh, I've got a Lucky Green Rabbit's Foot from Jack Lingle and We Are Marshall. I have The Battle Axe. Denton Van Zandt and Rain of Fire.
Dude, you have the best character names. I wrote them down.
Denton Van Zandt.
Palmer Joss.
My guest tonight is author and theologian Palmer Joss. He's become a spiritual counselor of sorts and a recent fixture at the White House.
Denton Van Zandt.
We can do this easy, or we can do it real easy. Yeah.
We can do this easy, or we can do it real easy.
Finn Finnegan, who could forget?
Yeah.
Finn is a genius at exactly 3 things. Treasure salving, finding money for treasure salving, and one other thing.
What other thing?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you playing Cowboy Deadpool in Deadpool Wolverine? What was that phone call like?
It was a phone call. It was from Ryan. And
say this.
And he was like, hey, got this, you know, and he had done the voiceover at first, and he goes, but I really hear your voice, and go on and have fun with it, and I did.
The multiverse is over.
'Cause Andy gonna destroy the fuck out of every timeline. Y'all can't do shit about it.
Sent it in, he's like,
Say the boss lady don't want no disturbances.
Thank you. And back in a cowboy hat. Because if you're not in a great car, you're wearing a fantastic hat.
I haven't really done a Western. You said it earlier, you saw me in Hell or High Water somewhere, right? I've got a great Western or two in me still out there.
I think we can put some people together. We're going to make this happen as a result of this interview. But great names include Pecker Peck, who could forget?
Tropic Thunder.
Tom Tuggernauts, it's the Pecker. You got time for your agent?
There's another film, anytime you put it on, no matter where you are in the movie, it's so watchable.
What do you need, Peck?
And more like, what do you need, Les? Glasses?
What?
Dirk Pitt in Sahara.
Dirk Pitt, Sahara, great name.
For explorer Dirk Pitt and his team.
This is the place. The ship should be here.
Anyway, what about your favorite fan interaction you've ever had? Do you have any in particular that jump out at you?
My favorite interactions are probably the Dazed fans. And it's really not a one-on-one interaction whatsoever. What it is I'll be walking down one side of the street. Somebody from the other side of the street will yell over something like, say, Wooderson, you got a joint? And I'll just yell, won't even look, and I'll just yell back, be a lot cooler if you did. And I'll hear them laugh, then I'll laugh, and we'll keep going our own separate ways.
Oh, that's the best. That's the genuine best.
Say, man, you got a joint?
No, not on me, man.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Thank you so much for taking the time today, Matthew. I truly, genuinely appreciate it.
How you say my last name?
Matthew McConaughey. Nailed it. For once. Until next time, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, genuinely.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.